Welcome to the programming video of the Go Vertical 1 online course, which was a pretty fast-forward idea for the time when it was filmed about 10 years ago, on how to individualize your training plan or to have a step-by-step process that you can follow to reach your goal. Enjoy the video. If you want to check out the whole Go Vertical 1 course and follow these things, then make sure to visit Atlas Online. Link is in the description. Let's go.
Caution, this video is the property of Sports Nation. Passing the login details to other people, downloading or copying the following video material in any way is strictly forbidden. Any violation will be criminally prosecuted. The following exercises can lead to serious injury. Doing them wrong or using inappropriate tools. Doing the exercises the right way under certain physiological or psychological circumstances can lead to serious injury as well. Always consult a doctor when doubting in something. Sports Nation will not take any liability for occurring injuries that happen during using this training program or in consequence in long term.
Good. Now you have seen all of the building blocks for my training program. I hope just now you can't wait to get it started. Let's put it together into a training plan. I split the training into 3 different types. Speed strength training is the letter S. Strength training with a K. Flexibility training with a B. Rest days get a P. How important these are, you should still know from the intro video. Later we will add the letter T, which is meant for your technical training in your sport. On a day where there is a B in your plan, you should focus in detail on flexibility exercises. The best time to do that is before a meal. Such a day shouldn't be too stressful. Just as during your rest day, you should make sure you focus on recovery. As soon as it is possible, it should not be the longest school day or the day where you have the most work to do from the morning to the evening. Now let me show you something before you can finally have a look at all the plans. This notebook here. I use it for a long time now. Without it, my whole training system would not be possible at all. Most training sessions I did in the last decade are written down here. You are paying way more attention to your whole practice whenever you use this tool. You also gain a better feeling for which exercise helps you more and which one doesn't. That's why you won't get a full training plan as a PDF or a Word document. Do yourself a favor and start a training notebook right now. It will help you to reach your goals and also to get to know yourself better. Let's have a look at the training plans. When you look through this video module for the second or third time, pause at those moments where you find something appropriate for your training and write it down into your training notebook. Believe me, it's worth it. Have a look at plan number 1. This one is perfect for a beginner, where you have no other sport-specific training, for example in the off-season. You have 2 rest days to make sure you recover adequately. For this reason, the plan is also very appropriate whenever the volume of your strength and speed strength training increases. Plan number 2 contains 2 sport-specific practice sessions. Strength and flexibility training are put together in this plan. When you have the time to take a rest for a few hours in between those 2 sessions and to do some other stuff, for example homework, go for it. You can do your flexibility work just before you go to bed. If it's not possible, do the strength training first and flexibility right after. Here you can see plan 3 and plan 4. Both of them contain 3 sport-specific training sessions. They are similar in terms of content, but the structure between those 3 technical sessions is different. In Plan 3, there are always with a day in between. In Plan 4, 2 of them are day by day. That depends on your weekly schedule in your technical training. When both plans do not fit, send me a message and we can work something out just for you. You can see that in these plans, the letters S and T are put together on one day. In this case, you just do the speed strength training right before your technical or team training. You don't need a break as soon as you are perfectly warmed up, and the speed strength sessions are normally not that exhausting. Now you see plan number 5, which is another alternative to plan 2 with 2 sport-specific training sessions. Plan 6 is for you when you have 4 of these sessions weekly. It can be hard to train with such an intensity during a hard time in the season of your sport. When you are into a sport where you already have a lot of jumping movements, like for example most team sports, it is okay to only do speed strength training once a week. You can also make your plan individually. When you followed everything, you should have noticed what is important. First, 2 times per week speed strength, strength and flexibility training. 2. 1 rest day per week. 3. Don't do speed strength training 1 day after your strength training. 4. Flexibility and rest days should be spread evenly to make sure you get the best recovery results. Now you can make your own plan respecting these rules. When you need additional help, I can help you. Just send me an email on the following address. Wenn du weitere Hilfe benötigst, unterstütze ich dich gerne. Schreib mir dafür eine E-Mail an meine Adresse. Let's have a look at the sessions. We start with speed strength training. You do 2 of these sessions a week, and during a session, you do a maximum of 4 exercises. Let's start with the individual people. Now you need the level of the exercises that is seen in the top right corner of video module 3. Here you can see all of the exercises in a total overview. With the levels, you choose your exercises. Here you can see how it works. For every number, you put in an exercise. Try out a lot. And try to do every exercise at least once every 2 weeks. Always start with the exercise with the highest level. This is the plan for beginners when you only have little to no experience regarding speed strength training plans. When you already have a certain fitness level and there's a bit more of experience with speed strength training, you can start with this intermediate plan. Otherwise, this plan would follow the first one after a break of 1 to 2 weeks. During this time, you should continue with other training like strength, flexibility, and sport-specific training, and only speed strength training sits out for a while. The intermediate plan is followed by the professional plan, again after a speed strength training break of 1 or 2 weeks. Starting with this plan is only recommended when you are already at a higher level and when you are familiar with most exercises. Der Einstieg mit diesem Plan ist nur sinnvoll, wenn du schon wirklich sehr gut bist und den Großteil der Übungen schon kennst und gemacht hast. If you're someone who likes to work with straight instructions, you maybe got caught a little bit confused. But now I've filled everything out for you and you can just get everything started. Have a look at the plan. Schau dir die Übungen nun noch einmal genau an. Here is the full intermediate plan.
Auf dieser Folie ist der ausgefüllte Fortgeschrittenenplan zu sehen.
And this is the full professional plan.
Zu guter Letzt ein vollständiger Profiplan.
After 3 weeks of any plan, I have a special edition for you as soon as you are not only interested in vertical jumping, but also in increasing your horizontal speed.
Verbesserung deiner Schnelligkeit setzen willst.
Sprinting is also a type of speed strength training.
Auch eine Form von
You try to maximize energy in one stride and try to bring it into the next one to increase velocity.
möglichst schnell.
That's why you should add the following sprints after your last speed strength training exercise in week 4.
Solltest du auf jeden Fall nach deiner letzten Schnellkraft
In the beginning, you only do 6 short accelerations over 15 meters.
für den Beginn
Try not to go full speed.
6 kurze
Only go up about 80 to 90% and focus on moving properly.
Tür solltest du nur 80
Always stay under control of your movements
deiner Maximalgeschwindigkeit
and try to move softly while not smashing the brakes too hard after the 15 meters.
aber nicht ganz so schnell
In week 7, you maximize your speed while even decreasing the length of the sprints.
leicht zu bewegen und dann auch locker und lange auszulaufen.
10 meters are only a few steps.
Steigerst du dein Tempo auf 100%.
Try to bring in maximum intensity.
Die Strecke,
Run out very soft and light is again important.
das sind nur wenige Schritte. Doch hier geht es um maximale Intensität.
In week 10, you can individually increase the length of the sprints depending on the sport you do.
Tempos gilt weiterhin.
When you do more long sprints like a track athlete or a football player, you should continue with 30 to 60 meter sprints.
Denn lange Sprints zu deiner Sportart zählen,
When you are more of a short sprinter, increase slowly from 15 to 20 and then up to 25 or 30 meters.
Sprints weiter und steigere sie langsam.
You can add a few more and focus more on intensity.
Spielen kurze Sprints eine größere Rolle in deinem Sport? Steigere langsam über 15 und 20 auf bis zu 30 Meter. Das gleiche gilt, falls Sprints in deiner Sportart nur eine geringe Rolle spielen.
For the basic strength training, I also have a sample plan for you as soon as you are a beginner and you want to learn the exercises.
Sofern du noch Anfänger bist und die Übungen erst erlernen musst,
Whenever you are uncomfortable with a certain exercise,
solltest du
you should definitely start here.
neu im Krafttraining sein, solltest du auf jeden Fall hier
Keep one level for at least 2 weeks. When you need longer to get familiar with an exercise, stay there for even longer.
Wenn du länger brauchst, um mit den Übungen klarzukommen, gerne auch länger.
On level 3, you have 2 different versions, A and B.
Einheiten
You should do both of them, alternating every week.
wechselnd durchführen solltest. Es kann übrigens
It is
mal
possible
sein,
that squats are
dass
easy
man
for
mit
you
den
and you
Übungen
want to go up a level,
also gut
but you struggle with pull-ups, for example.
auf den nächsten Level
In that
aufsteigen
case,
kann,
you can go up a
aber
level
wenn
with
du
one
nicht
exercise
zum
and
Beispiel
stay there with
das
another.
braucht. In diesem Fall
Try to put more emphasis on the lower level, for example, by starting with that exercise in the next session. The levels should not drift outside too far,
schwächer ist,
or you can train yourself into a muscular imbalance.
zum Beispiel, indem man sie während der Einheit als erste ausführt, wenn man noch mehr Kraft hat. Die Levels sollten nicht zu sehr auseinandergehen, da sonst die Gefahr besteht, sich in ein muskuläres Ungleichgewicht zu bringen.
Young athletes under 15 years can also use this training program as long as they follow some additional rules.
Klar trainieren, wenn einige Regeln beachtet werden.
Generally, in strength training,
Sollten im
only low weights should be used.
Zusatzgewichte verwendet werden.
When you feel unsure about it, just try to work on the right execution without getting a lot of resistance.
Auszuführen.
Your time will come, and when you learn the right execution, you will be putting on strength in no time, and also have a great advantage to others who still have to learn the movement patterns.
Sehr viel Gewicht nehmen können und hast die Chance, sehr stark
It is important for young athletes to use a variety of movements. Inside of a training plan, there should be enough room for this.
dazu entwickeln. Dafür
Specializing too early is not a good idea.
Platz sein. Sich früh zu
If you
sehr zu
do not have a coach who emphasizes on different movement patterns, what sadly most of them don't do in youth performance training, you should do multiple sports and you should be always up for trying new stuff. I just tried cycling and tennis. It is really good for your body to challenge it in new ways, especially when you are at a young age. You will benefit from a balanced body because you can adapt a lot easier to certain situations in training and in competitions. Strength training should work out really good for you as well, because using multiple movement patterns recruits more different muscles.
Außerdem wird das Krafttraining später besser laufen, da du durch viele verschiedene Sportarten mehr Muskeln beanspruchst.
It is normal that every professional sportsman takes additional recovery phases inside of his training cycle.
In seinem Trainingszyklus zusätzliche
It is
Pausen
recommendable to use half a training week for that
empfehlenswert,
after every 4 weeks of practice.
halbe Trainingswoche nach 4 Wochen Training durchzuführen.
That means you do your training regularly for the first 3 to 4 days
Du die ersten 3 bis 4
and
Tage
use the rest of the week for a deeper recovery period.
und den Rest der Woche für eine etwas tiefer gehende
You should do flexibility work and some other less intense sports like cycling or swimming.
nur Beweglichkeitstraining machen.
You could also completely stay away from training for these days.
Intensive, andere sportliche
Focus on getting in enough sleep and recover apart from sports.
oder schwimmen gehen. Es spricht auch nichts dagegen,
After 12 to 16 weeks of training, you should take a full week of recovery.
besonders wichtig ist es, in dieser Zeit
Don't forget, recovery is really important,
noch abseits des
and this is the time where your body adapts to all of the strength, speed strength, and flexibility training and makes you better.
auf diese Art und Weise regeneriert werden.
Yes, there is one more thing that is missing.
Da gibt es noch etwas.
I wanted to say thank you for using my program.
Ich wollte mich nämlich noch bei
I hope you have not been disappointed.
Kauf dieses Videos
I made this thing for you, so you don't have to struggle with the same things that I did a decade ago.
für dich und alle anderen entwickelt,
I would be very delighted if you sent me a message and let me know about your experiences with my practice.
bis ich soweit war.
Tell me what you have accomplished and what your future goals are.
Was du selber für Erfahrungen mit meinem Training machst.
I am looking forward to your message.
Ruhig mal, was für Sachen du geschafft hast.
Once more, here is my email address where you can contact me.
Ich freue mich.
I wait for you.
Hier
Talk
ist
to you
noch meine
soon.
Adresse,
Rene.
wo du alles loswerden kannst. Ich warte auf dich. Bis bald.